welcome back to Sport on 7. I'm Tom Bushell. Now, with the London Olympics getting underway this week, the UAE Olympic football side take part in their first worldwide football tournament since Italia 90. London 2012 does come with its challenges, however, for the 3,000 Muslim athletes, as the Games falls during Ramadan. A few weeks ago, I spoke to Khamis Esmail, one of the UAE's footballers, about how best they can prepare for the Games during fasting.
Obviously, Maddie Ali has said this week that the London Olympics is very bad timing for the Muslim athletes because of Ramadan. How do you see that, and is it going to be a real struggle for you guys during fasting and having to compete at the grounds such as Wembley Stadium?
Yeah, sure. As Ramadan is very hard for us to play, and sure, Captain Mahdi he will make everything for our team, and we try to help us to make it good result in this cup.
What is the best way to prepare, though, if you are having to fast during a competitive game, say against Team GB at Wembley Stadium? How best can you prepare for that game in the middle of fasting?
Yes, sure. It's very hard to play with. England team is very good, very strong team, and they have very big player like David Beckham, and we try to training good, trying to training hard to make it all my best in this cup.
Do you think the Olympic Committee could have maybe looked at the dates to have the Olympics at a time when Ramadan wasn't happening, to make it an even playing field for all of the athletes? I think 3,000 athletes, Muslim athletes, will be competing.
Well, we hope to make it another date, but this is the cup, what we can do.
Khamis Esmail there. We, of course, wish the UAE football team all the best in London and across the UK this summertime. Maddie Ali, the coach of the under-23 side, also looks set to become the UAE full national side coach once the Olympics are over. More on that very soon with Chris McCarty. Now, with so much passion and excitement ahead of London 2012, I spoke to Chris Travers from Prestige Ticketing. Chris is in charge of handling hospitality tickets ahead of London 2012, and during a recent trip to the Middle East, I asked him what it was about this summer's Games that was causing so much hype.
Well, I don't think it's just this summer's Games. This is the world's greatest sporting event, and it's coming to London. And London's the first city to host it 3 times. And the British public are right behind the Games, and with the Olympic torch relay now happening in the UK, the excitement's really starting to kick off, and it's fantastic.
Do you think the UAE can learn something about how London are organising this summer's Games? Obviously, I think the UAE is somewhere that would love to hold something like this in future years. Is it something the UAE can watch from a distance and see what they can learn from it?
Certainly, definitely. I mean, it's a real shame that Doha missed out on the 2020 bid because, of course, that would have been the first Arab nation to host an Olympic Games, or be in the running to host an Olympic Games. I think it'll definitely come to the Middle East. It's just a matter of getting the right time of year, of course, for the heat, I think.
What do you think is the most exciting part of this summer for anyone travelling from this part of the world? It's not far to get to London, 6.5 hours. What's the most exciting thing about being in London for the Games? Even if they don't have tickets for the actual events, it's going to be such a great atmosphere in London, isn't it?
It's going to be a wonderful atmosphere, I think, in London. London has such a great history. There's so much to do in London as well. And having the Olympic Games here is going to be fantastic. And having all those athletes coming from all around the world to be in London at one place, one time, is going to be fantastic. And a real good opportunity for people to see the likes of Usain Bolt in person, and Tom Daley doing his diving stuff, and Sir Chris Hoy hopefully bringing home some more medals as well.
Of course, this part of the world, we get so many sporting occasions. We have golf and tennis championships, and the big stars always come here. But London this summer really is a one-stop shop, much like Dubai is during the winter months where all these sporting stars come here. London in the summer for those few weeks is going to be a place to see everyone and a who's who of sport, basically. So it really is a key event to get to for anyone from this region.
Definitely. And with prestige ticketing, hopefully people will have the opportunity to come over to London, enjoy top category tickets with world-class hospitality, and see the biggest stars in the world competing on the biggest stage.
Chatting to Chris Foy just a few weeks ago leading up to the Olympics, and of course we were talking about how sporting occasions can add so much to the tourism values of a destination, and nowadays it's not all about just booking a trip to go somewhere to watch a match or to watch an event, but people stay on and want to kick around in that location, that destination as well, and take in the sights. In London you can't ask for a better place to do all of that, can you?
No, you certainly can't. I mean, if you take an example of Horse Guards Parade for the beach volleyball, what a location. I mean, it's fantastic. You've got Greenwich Park for the equestrian, which is going to be spectacular. Of course, the Olympic Stadium, newly built facility. Eton Dorney for the rowing, and Weymouth for sailing. There are a few examples of wonderful locations, not just in London, but throughout the UK, which is going to be a fantastic spectacle.
Now, I know you're here just for a few days, but let us know what it's like for you coming out of London and coming to the Middle East and to support the London Games. What are you kind of doing here, and what's your role, and how are you finding the trip?
Well, it's fairly hot so far, but the trip's gone well so far. I'm out here to meet with a lot of our clients that we have already purchased through prestige ticketing, to be there as VIP guests during the games, and hopefully I can see a few more people who are interested to come over to London to support the UAE football team at Wembley against Team GB, but also to enjoy the opening ceremonies and the athletics and whatever else goes on during that period of the games as well.
For you, what are you most looking forward to about the games?
I'd love to say beach volleyball, but I might not get away with that one. I think probably just see Usain Bolt in person. Doing either 100 or the 200 metres will be quite something.
London 2012 certainly is going to be one of the greatest sports events ever, isn't it? And if you fancy yourself as an Olympic tennis player, these tips will be handy.
Hi, my name is Sergio and welcome to the Meydan Tennis Centre. I'm part of the Tennis 360 coaching staff, and today we're going to look at footwork. Okay, two different types of movements with the footwork. Okay, we're going to do it on the forehand side. First, we start in our ready position. Here, what we are doing is making out the ball is going to be very deep. Okay? So a lot of the time, what we want to do is we want to turn, and what's important with the feet is that our first step is a crossover step. Okay, meaning that we're not moving like this, foot against foot. Okay, our first step is crossover, then we step and we make contact with the ball. Okay, it's a common mistake with most people, where they just do this, do this. The problem with that action, it's very slow. Okay, so here, in this position, you're gonna move back, 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 hit the ball, making contact with the ball. Also, once we get into hitting position, very important that our right leg is, our weight is on our right leg. So crossover, crossover, step, got weight on that right leg at the moment, racket out there, a hand out in front, a lot of weight on this leg, waiting to explode, push through the shot. We're also going to go through the regular rally forehand. Okay? So we're in our ready position. Again, we're not going to move foot against foot. If the ball is far away, we're going to turn, run. Okay? Going to plant our right leg, hit, and push off our right leg. Okay? This stance is called semi-open stance. Okay? Go through it one more time. Ready position. Okay? We're going to move, turn our body, run, 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 run. Plant our left foot, plant our right foot, put weight on that right foot, see my knees nice and bent, push off, push. Okay, hip comes through, gives us more power. And there's some tips about movement in tennis.
Thank you, Sergio. Still to come tonight, I catch up with Chris McCarty from Sport 360 newspaper. We'll chat to him about the big stories over the last couple of weeks in the UAE. Diego Maradona's sacking from Al Wasl being one of them, of course. We'll get the latest next on all the big results as well, next on Sport on 7.